everyone, welcome to True Crime Tuesday. Today I'm bringing you a crime that shook the world as this creepy, cold-blooded, insane and outright terrifying events that took place in Germany in the 1970s show the extent of the abominable and demented crimes human beings could be capable of. Fanatical cult couple Harald and Alexander were religious fanatics who were so mentally twisted that they believed that every person who did not belong to their sect was evil and was owned by the devil. The crazed cult leader managed to brainwash the followers to believe that he was the voice of God. And after his death, Harald Alexander claimed that the position of prophet was handed down to him by the leader in a dream. Demented cult leader Harald had a son, Frank, and Harald decided that Frank, from a very young age, was the prophet. Frank grew up to be a deranged and warped young teen due to the extremist, insane beliefs of the family. At the age of 16, Frank, who thought that he was the prophet, decided that having sex with someone outside the family was blasphemous, and that to be pure and to be worthy of God, they should have sex within the family. Harald approved of Frank's suggestion. Frank started having sex with his mother and sisters, and Harald with his wife and his daughters. Shockingly, all the women in the family agreed because they were brainwashed into thinking that it was their way of serving God. Frank dictated very intensely that the members of their cult were the only ones free of Satan's control, and everyone else were devil's tools, and they all needed to be annihilated violently if the chosen one so decided. Rumors and gossip about the family and their incestuous behaviors began to spread locally. The police became very interested in the self-proclaimed prophet and his family and began to investigate them. The Alexanders, who probably sadly forgot to rely on their divine connections and sing a few hymns and avoid the police, packed up and ran off to the Canary Islands and started living a very private life there. The organ that Harald had acquired when the leader of his cult had passed away was his prized possession, and he played it often as a sign of his divine connections, leading the others in a long and loud praying and singing session very regularly. The girls worked as domestic servants, and Frank worked as a shipping clerk, supporting the family. On the 22nd of December 1970, when this strange, creepy bunch had lived in the Canary Islands for around 10 months, Harald and Prophet Frank came to the house of the doctor that Sabine, their eldest daughter, was working at. Dr. Trenkler wondered why the two men looked as if they had been soaked in mud. They asked Doctor if they could talk to Sabine outside, and Dr. Trenkler overheard them saying, "Sabine dear, we wanted you to know at once that Frank and I have just finished killing your mother and your sisters." One would think that upon hearing such grisly and ghastly news, she would have run away screaming, but instead, she grasped her father's blood-stained hands and said, "I think you've done what you thought was necessary." Dr. Trenkler stood in bafflement and total shock for a moment, staring at the Alexanders. When Harald caught Trenkler's stare, he said in a matter-of-fact tone, "You've heard, I know you overheard. We've killed my wife and other daughters. It was the hour of killing." The horrified physician then realized that what he had originally thought was mud and dirt on the men's clothes was actually human blood. The men were bathed in the blood of the wife, mother, daughters, and sisters. who came to their apartment was totally perturbed and horror-struck at the gruesome scene they encountered. There was so much blood everywhere, blood spatter on the walls, body parts strewn around, and blood everywhere. And in the living room were the corpses of the two girls, Marina and Petra, savagely mutilated in the most nauseating manner ever imaginable. Their mother's mutilated body was found in another room in a pool of blood. Claimed that he had to murder his mother because she looked at him wrong. It was unholy, he said, to look at him like that. The two totally emotionless, sick men talked about the murders in the most dispassionate, matter-of-fact way that stunned the police. They said firmly that women were unclean and had to be purified by killing. They claimed that they had done them a favor because they had sent the women to heaven. Harald claimed it was the hour of killing, so he played the organ music, singing hymns, and his son joined him too in between the slaughtering and mutilating of his family. That was their major divine connection and celebration. Both Harald and Frank were sent to psychiatric hospitals as they were obviously deemed too sick to stand trial. Sabine has been sent to live in a community where her identity is not known. No one knows her whereabouts either. Her wish is said to have been to be isolated from the impure and devil-owned humans in this world. That's it from me tonight. See you next time.